Good afternoon. How is everyone? How is everyone feeling? Well, what can I say? What a night last night. So, apologies first and foremost that I haven't been live for a little while. Unfortunately, I've been a bit unwell. So I spent probably the last 4 days pretty much either in bed or on the sofa, which even included last night. So I had the benefit of having a pub atmosphere because I live next door to a pub. So the window was open so I could hear the noise and I could hear the atmosphere, heard and saw the fireworks. But from the comfort of my own sofa with the dog. So, wow. So how is everyone feeling after last night's result? So no doubt some are feeling disappointed, but I do think something is really important to come out from this. And I've seen some of the news articles and some of the social media posts about the way that the guys who took those penalties are being treated. This isn't about a political opinion because that's not what I'm all about. But I think this is a real time of reflection for us as a country to think about. We should be feeling proud of how far we got. If you think how long it has taken us to get, and I'm not a massive, I have got not a lot of knowledge when it comes to football, but you do need to think about how long it has taken us as a country to get to a final like we have. And what we should be doing is we should be looking at our England team and saying, well done, we're proud of you. I think everyone has been in a situation where you have been under immense pressure. And some of these lads that stood in front of that goal that took those penalties, 19 years old, not a lot of 19-year-old lads or even ladies would be able to cope with that pressure, and yet he did. And I think it really is important to take that moment of reflection and actually say, well done, lads. Let's support, let's be proud. No racism comments. It shouldn't be racism comments, full stop, regardless of the situation. We should be cheering these lads. We should be proud of them. We should be proud of our country. We should be proud of the sport. And actually, we shouldn't even give a voice to the hooliganism. That's the only way I can possibly describe it, of what happened last night. It's not acceptable. You've got to think about, there's businesses that have just about or are just about surviving because of the pandemic. And to then do that, to me, is just it's disrespectful, isn't even close enough to the language that needs to be put to that. And I think what we actually need to do is we need to change the language. We need to change in terms of the voice in which we are giving to these situations, because ultimately what we should be doing is standing up and applauding these lads who have done fantastically well. We should be applauding Gareth Southgate in terms of getting England to where they are. Now, I'm not going to talk about all today about in terms of the live in relation to football, but I think what to me is really important and a message that we should be taking from this situation is that we should be coming together as a community. That's what ultimately should be happening. And what the football actually did, as I would say 95%, is it did bring people together as a community. I think going through the pandemic has brought a lot of people to being a community. And that is what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing that in terms of helping our neighbour. It should be about supporting business. It should be, all of us should be coming together to actually celebrate what happened last night, but we should also be generally looking at how blessed we are. We have gone as a country, we have been through hell over the last 18 months, and we are starting to really come out the other side. And we know that there are so many people out there who have suffered as a result, right? So what we need to be doing is really coming together as a community, supporting each other as much as we possibly can. And that doesn't just mean in a business community. This is in any context that we possibly can, because ultimately we are all human beings. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, what age you are, what ethnic origin you are. It does not matter. We are all humans, and we should be coming together as a community, supporting each other. So the one thing I would like to actually put out there today is a little bit of a message of, is there something you could do right now which would help somebody? And I'm not just talking in a business context. I'm just talking about your neighbour. Could you knock on the door and say, is there anything you need? Could it be a colleague that you could just turn around and say, how are you doing today? We need to utilise what has happened last night. We need to actually use this as a way forward to help one another. Let's not be always out for ourselves. Yes, we need to do the self-care. Yes, we need to do the self-love. But that doesn't need to be in a selfish and self-centered way. We can do this in a way which genuinely makes a difference to the world. And one of the reasons why I set up SLJ Consultancy is because I actually genuinely want to make a difference. I became a lawyer over a decade ago because of the fact that I want to help people. So how can we, as a community, help others? And that's kind of the message. And you may think, well, Sarah, this is a bit random for what you do in terms of your lives. But I think this is something that really has played on my mind since the result, and seeing some of the news and the social media posts, in terms of criticising these lads. For goodness sake, how many of us would be able to stand there in that pressure and actually be able to do what they do? We all have individual talents and skills, right? And not everybody can do what we do. So how about we start celebrating what we can do? How about celebrating other people's achievements? How about saying well done to people? How about we change the way in which we think and we actually say, right, enough is enough now. No more of the hate. It is about the whole #BeKind. How long did that actually last for after the death of Caroline Flack? You look at some of the posts, whether you like Love Island or not, okay? How many of the posts have been, in terms of criticism of these islanders? These are all human beings. Yes, they've made the decision to go on a TV show. So what? Does that give us as individuals rights to criticise others? No. We should always be kind. So my message really today is, just think about the language that you use. Think about what you're putting out there on social media. Think about what the world in which you want your children to live in. Do you want a world where people are always critical of others? Or do you want to be in a world where we celebrate other people's achievements? I certainly want to be in a world where I celebrate other people's achievements. And that's something I do. I've got fellow business owners who are absolutely smashing it right now. I'm part of a fantastic coaching program, which I'm absolutely loving. And I'm seeing some of my fellow sprinters, ignore the terminology, those in the group will know what I'm talking about. I'm seeing them excel, and they're excelling at a faster rate than what I am. And actually, one of the things, I've really thought about over this weekend is I need to make sure that I don't look at what everybody else is doing and think I'm not enough. I am enough. And I want to make sure that I, as an individual, celebrate others. I want to see others succeed. And when they do exceed, say well done. You know, it's not a difficult concept to ultimately do. You know, it doesn't take a lot to say well done to somebody or to congratulate somebody. You know, if somebody's got a new job or they've just bought a house or they've just had a child, you know, celebrate people's wins. It doesn't need to be a big win, even if it's a small win. Ultimately, we need to, in my opinion, as a community, as a human race, we should be celebrating. We should be celebrating our England team for their hard work last night. We should be celebrating the fact they even got to the final. We should be celebrating each other's wins, whether it's, you know, another business owner landing a major client or a major deal. It doesn't matter what it is. The message that I'm saying out to you guys is be kind to others and celebrate. Celebrate everyone's wins, because when you actually look at it, when you celebrate others, it actually will make you feel good too. And that will then work towards you having those wins, and you want others to celebrate with you when you succeed. So the key thing and sometimes when I do these lives, you know, I'll put a topic up, and the way that these lives go is literally often it's these thoughts and these moments and these light bulb moments that go off in my mind. And I'm saying to you, be kind, celebrate the last night, celebrate the wins of your friends, your family, other business owners and entrepreneurs. Really be there and celebrate, because ultimately life should be about positivity. Yes, we all go through challenges. Yes, it's a roller coaster, but what a difference we can have in this world if we are actually celebrating more than we are commiserating. So my message to you, let's celebrate last night. Yes, we didn't win. So what? We got to the final. So message to you guys is let's continue to celebrate. Let's celebrate everyone's wins. Let's actually look at us all as a human race and be kind. So I hope you've got some value of what I've shared today. It's not necessarily specifically business related, but I do think actually it links into business, because yes, we have competitors, but there is nothing wrong with actually supporting those competitors and celebrating their wins. That doesn't need to be antagonistic. So let's celebrate, let's be grateful, let's be kind. Thanks for listening, everyone, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day.